We asked for cattle decapitation and we got it. Impressive is a good word to use, but I think honestly jaw-dropping is a little bit better in this situation. What is up, everybody? We're back yet again for another installment of Comprehensive Music Reviews. For those of you brand new, my name is Nick, and we do these whenever there's a new song that's released. Now, this song was released a couple days ago, and I'm a little bit late to the trend because... But either way, we're going to get right into it. Today, we are going to be reviewing Cattle Decapitation and their newest single, We Eat Our Young, off of their upcoming album that's going to be released in May. So without further ado, we're going to stick to that same format and get right into it. Starting off with a general overview, there's no real better way to say it, but this song goes hard. It's a very aggressive song. It honestly gets its message across very quickly. The lyrics are pretty blatant about what the song's about. I mean, the band's literally all vegan. I think we already know what they're talking about, the environment. The riffs are brutal. The mix is very interesting. There's a lot of elements in the song that come together that they've used in other tracks and other albums that they continue to bring forward in the same Cattle Decapitation style. And we're hearing some new stuff from Travis Ryan. He sounds absolutely great. So without further ado, let's look at the mixing and mastering side of things. This song is mixed and mastered pretty decently. I don't really have a whole lot of complaints about it except for maybe like three things. As far as the kick drums sound, I'm not really a huge fan of the kick drums. I like them to be just a little bit more punchy, not less clicky. I don't really necessarily like clicky triggered bass drums. That's my one qualm. Second qualm, the guitar tone, I feel like it could use some work. I'm not ratting on their guitar tone. Me personally, I think I'd change a couple of things about it. I'm not really a fan of the cookie cutter approach of just, the periphery guitar tone per se, but I feel like there's some things that they could implement from that and just change up a little bit to make it more unique in their style that would have benefited this mix a little bit more. Although, I will say one thing about the guitar tone is that the tone that they chose for the guitars matches the vibe that they're going for. It's like a buzzsaw. It's cutting into you, absolutely smacking you in the face. And the guitar tone complements that delivery method of the song. The bass was only kind of clanky, and I really couldn't feel the bass a whole lot. I really more heard parts of the bass. It wasn't really super present in the mix. Now, again, that could be a creative choice of theirs, but I feel like that if they brought the bass just a little bit more out, it would have worked and it would have been fine. But other than that, I really don't have that many complaints about the mix. I mean, it's absolutely brutal and aggressive. There's no doubting that. Now, looking at the instrumentation side of things, it's instrumented very well. The guitars absolutely perfectly mimic each other. There's not really a lot of harmonies that Cattle Decapitation uses a whole lot, and that's fine. That's the style that they go for. But it can bring things to be just a little bit stale. However, with these guys being as aggressive and as upfront with their music as they are, there's really not a need for that many harmonies in their music or writing or whatever. The bass keeps it simple. They follow the drum pattern. They do some other things that are interesting a little bit later on in the song, but it's nothing super crazy. It's a good simple bass track, and there's nothing wrong with that. It does what it needs to do. It gets the job done, and it kills it. And it allows for that tone for the guitars to just absolutely smack you in the face. The drums, holy crap, somebody give that guy a medal because he ran a marathon. It absolutely opens up in the song with the first thing you hear in the song is this absolutely crazy, insane fast gravity blast. And that is just absolutely phenomenal. I love hearing that. It honestly immediately sounded like a jackhammer. You were just getting absolutely beat in the face with the song as soon as it opens up. The drums play a huge part in that. The drummer is absolutely phenomenal. I like the way the drums sound minus the kicks. Maybe make the toms just a little bit different in the tonality. They didn't really sound boxy, but they sounded kind of thin, and I wasn't really a huge fan of that. But the drum playing is absolutely exceptional, my friend. You can play drums. And Travis Ryan on the vocals, he's bringing out some new stuff, and I like it. He honestly sounds really good. He sounds really intense and brutal. One Day Closer to the End of the World was a really good record as far as exemplifying Travis Ryan's vocal technique and how he's improved since. His highs sound exceptional. He's gotten even higher on this song in certain parts. He does a really good job, and his lyrics are understandable. They're not mystic. They're not kind of enshrouded or anything like that. You can understand the gist that he's getting at. Some people may not agree with the message, but at least he's clear cut and he lays it out right there in front of you. And you can actually understand what he's saying as well in the song. His lyrics are intelligible. He enunciates very well. He overall is a very excellent vocalist. Still have to continually bring up his enunciation. He does a very good job of that. You can understand what he's saying. You can understand words, the vowels, the consonants, and everything like that. And the way that they did the vocals on this song was really well done, especially on the mixing and mastering side of things. Very nicely rested above everything else in a very perfect way. And it's very hard to get that done, but it just kind of rests right on top of the guitar riff and everything like that really perfectly. And I like that. And to bring things back full circle, it's overall a pretty darn good track. It's written in a very cattle decapitation way. Its song structure is not really like anything too crazy or too like out of the box or anything like that. It's pretty set standard for cattle decapitation, but it slaughters and it does absolutely what it needs to do. It's very aggressive. It has grindcore elements to it. An absolutely brutal track. And I do highly recommend, if you want to give it a listen, it's worth your listen. Definitely very technical, very hard to do, very crazy riffing. There's definitely a lot of extra work that they put in on this album, and I think it's going to pay off really well. So now we got to give this song a rating. And this will be my first time rating a cattle decapitation song, and honestly, I have some of my favorites. I don't really listen to them a whole lot. They're not like one of the bands that's like massive on my register, but I definitely do appreciate them and the work that they've done, and I have a couple favorite songs. Comparing it to some of my other favorite songs that I have from them, it's going to be kind of hard. However, this song is kind of in its league of its own. So honestly, to give it a good solid rating, I'll give it a 7 even out of 10. It's a pretty darn solid song. It's not bad, not terrible, it's not the best song I've ever heard, but let me tell you, buddy, it slaps, and it definitely is something that you want to put in a workout or anything like that. It belongs on your playlist. With that being said, that is the end of this comprehensive music review. If you liked it, drop me a follow, drop me a subscribe, drop a comment down below, tell me what you thought of Cattle Decapitation's newest song, We Eat Our Young. And also drop this video a like, that would be really appreciated. We post drum shorts twice a day, every day, 365 days of the year on this channel. We do a Minecraft video every Saturday at 11 a.m. to mix up the content a little bit, and we post a music review like this whenever we get the chance to. So with all of that being said, my friends, that's the end of this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.